Early Bible translations. It is a common misconception that the Catholic Church is anti-Bible, wanting to keep the faithful ignorant of the Scriptures. These are Protestant fables. It was the Catholic Church who pronounced what constituted the Bible in the early church councils in Rome, Hippo, and Carthage from 382 AD to 419 AD. Before this time, books were in dispute. It was also the Catholic Church who was the first to translate the Bible into the common language. Jerome was commissioned to do this by Pope Damasus I. He translated the Hebrew and the Greek version into the common language of Latin in what is known as the Latin Vulgate, completed around 405 AD. The Latin translation lasted for a long time. If people could read, they could read the Latin, so there wasn't a big need to put it into other translations. The Protestants say that they were the first ones to get the Bible into the common language. Protestants say that they were killed for doing this. This is wrong in the case of William Tyndale. His translation was so bad that Thomas More said finding errors in it was like finding water in the sea. Tyndale put heretical notes in his Bible, and this is what got him killed by King Henry VIII, not the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church isn't against other translations, it is against unauthorized translations. This is completely understandable because, like your family photo album, you have the right as to what goes in it. The Bible came from the Catholic Church and is under the protection of the Catholic Church, just like Protestants will say don't read the New World Translation because it's not faithful to the text. Some examples of early translations predate the Protestant translations by 500 years. Cadman, a monk of Whitby, in the end of the 7th century, had great portions of the Bible into the common tongue. The Venerable Bede, a monk of Jarrow, who lived from 672 to 735 AD, had translated the Gospel into English, and Aldhelm, 709 AD, had worked on translating the Old Testament into English. The Catholic Douay-Rheims Bible came out 2 years prior to the famous King James Version in 1609. Some examples of German translations were the Augsburger Bible in 1350, which was a complete New Testament, while the Wenzel Bible, 1389, contained the Old Testament in German. In 1466, the Mentel Bible was a literal translation of the Latin Vulgate printed in Strasbourg. The Mentel Bible appeared in some 18 editions until it was replaced by Luther's new translation in 1522. Protestants say that Luther had the first German translation. However, as I just mentioned, there were 18 versions of the Mentel Bible 100 years before Luther. We know from history that there were popular translations of the Bible and the Gospels in Spanish, Italian, Danish, French, Norwegian, Polish, Bohemian, and Hungarian. The Catholic Church has always wanted the faithful to know the Scriptures, which is why churches have stained glass windows and paintings of Bible scenes to tell the stories of Scripture to the people who could not read. In fact, 26% of the Mass is Scripture, which is 19% more than the next highest amount in other denominations. The readings of Mass are in a 3-year cycle, so every 3 years most of the Bible is read, so you don't even have to read to be getting the Scriptures in the Catholic Church.